Good morning, everyone. I'm Elisa Maria, and welcome to Elisa Maria Designs. Welcome back if you're back. Welcome if you are new. Today is Wednesday, and that is Wip Wednesday. Wip stands for work in progress. So you're welcome to get your whip out, whether it's a diamond painting, crochet, maybe you're reading a book, whatever it is that you're doing, or you can follow along with me, or you can just listen to this like a podcast if you want. That's what I do. I just got done listening to Lizette from Lizette Craft and Tells. I'm one of her members, and she's keeping me updated on her Josephine wall. Some of you that have been here with me for maybe a baby bit know that I have just recently fell into confetti, and I am loving it. Never thought that I would hear myself say those words, but I am. I am loving it. And if you've known me for longer than a baby bit, then you know that this is a real revelation here. I am working on, and I work on every Wednesday, I work on Diamond Dotz, Woman in Gold. Portrait of Adele Bloch-Bauer is the original name. It was confiscated when the Nazis invaded Vienna, where Adele and her husband lived. Adele, I believe, had already died. She died very young. She died at 43. I believe she had meningitis. And her husband fled, and he had an elaborate collection of artwork and of porcelain. I believe he collected these beautiful saucers of tea and teacups, and I think he had like 300 designs. I think that there are some. I think I may have seen it in one of the resources that I use is Google Art and Culture. I really love it. I've turned a lot of you onto it. You're like, oh my God, thank you so much for this little tip of Google Art and Culture. It's really a fun place to learn about art because not only can you just put something in, say you wanted to learn about Klimt, and there's virtual tours, there's games, there's just fun ways to learn about art. That's what I love about it. So it was named A Portrait of Adele Bloch-Bauer because she was a patron of Gustav Klimt's, and she would hold these like networking events, I'm sure that's what we would call it today, in her salon, in her room called the salon. And it was artists and models and politicians and, you know, just a nice mishmash of people. I'm sure it reminds me of Joan Crawford, who would, you know, she knew how to throw a party and always said so. And so they would get together, and she was one of his patrons, and he did about 100 sketches, I believe. I know that this took 4 years to complete. He did about 100 sketches, and when you look at the portrait, and I'm going to put it up, you really can't tell if she's standing, is she sitting, is she in a big armchair? If you look at some of the sketches, even then, there's so many different sketches of, well, which one is it? Which one did you use? I also know that Adele wore this beautiful necklace. When we were here last time, I was saying that I am going to maybe take this necklace apart because I think that for as beautiful as I cannot capture, I really cannot capture the beauty of this canvas. I just can't. When I take it out, every time I take it out, I'm like, oh my God, it's like I found a buried treasure. It's as if I opened a jewel box. You can't believe it. And today I really sat down with it, and I'm like, you know what else makes this so stunning is that this is a round drill. But do you see how close the drills are? And you really don't get that with a round drill. You always get some sort of gapping where you could see in between. Now you can with the little enhancements that they have here, which there are 11. 11 enhancements come with this kit. The only one that I know that is more than that is at Diamond Painting Shop, and it is a Van Gogh, and it's the Cafe Terrace, and that comes with 12 ABs. But this is enhancements. There's different size enhancements that you can place throughout this beautiful, beautiful canvas. But when I was looking at it today, so what you see here are the metal ones, the metallic ones, and that's these here. And then there's the blue ones. And then there's these white ones that I believe some of them are inside her necklace. So being the stickler that I am, and I've done this portrait already through Diamond Painting Shop. It's smaller. I think it's a 40 by 40. And it had, I did enhancements on it. Just one color I enhanced. Where this background yellow is, not the yellow, more of like, it was called topaz. I went from a plain topaz drill to a glitter drill, and it gave that gold foiling effect that Klimt was so well known for, which he fell in love with when he went to go see the cathedrals, and he was looking at the mosaic work. A lot of mosaic work in here. There's a lot of Japanese influence. If you look at the Japanese wood blockings, which Klimt had in his apartment. If you do the virtual tour, it may be Google Art and Culture. You can take a look at where Klimt lived and died. And basically, it was just a big studio, because I think the only thing in there was like a bed. No, he did have a dining room that was all Japanese. It was really exquisite. It's so much fun. I love that app. And it's free. It's free. It's a free app. So in this beautiful wedding gift that Ferdinand gave to Adele, and you know, I just love that Klimt had her wear this. It was 2 sapphires and 2 rubies, and so I kind of feel like these blue enhancements here are going to have to be part of, I'm sure there's extra in here. It's going to have to be part of this necklace. Absolutely. It's going to have to mimic the sapphires. That's just me. And then there were 2 rubies. And all the rest was just chains of diamonds going across her neck. Now, there are some, and then Diamond Dotz wanted to fill it in with 2 different shades of gray. Okay. I'm going to go back and look at the original portrait, which is at the Neue Gallery. And I believe I'm saying that right. New Gallery, N-E-U-E, New Gallery in New York. I mean, oh gosh, I lived in New York for like 3 years and never went to this gallery. I went to the Guggenheim, and I went to a few other, I went to MoMA, and I never went to this gallery. And I'm like, I don't know when I'm gonna get back to New York. I'm not that far away. I'm in Philadelphia, but it's on my list. It's on my list. Anyway, so you have these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Where are the rest of them? I have them all separated here. And I just noticed that there are 11 enhancements, but there's another AB here. So I'm going to call it 12. There's like an orangey AB here. There are, look at this. Oh, this is more of this color. Right. I had extra. So instead of having the packages just like laying around everywhere. Here we go. Here's another metallic, which is like a silver. That's another one. They're probably all down here. Here we go. So you have these beautiful baguettes, long baguettes in yellow, and like a canary yellow, and like a beautiful like Caribbean blue. These are the topaz colored ones, and like a smaller baguette in like a champagne color. They're just so gorgeous. I don't even think I took them all out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for the AB. This is 9, so I didn't take them all out. Here we go. Here's more. A little round bezel, that's 10. A little silver bezel, 11. So, and here's the black ones, that's 12. I'm calling it 12. I'm counting the AB as an enhancement. And there might even be a yellow AB too. So, I mean, really the entire kit. No, it's just the orange one. The entire kit, am I wrong? I might be wrong. There's more here. Okay. I'm working on how to, each kit is different. Each one of your kits is going to be different. There are kits that I have in a certain order, whether it's like alphabetically and numerically. And this kit is just, it's put in order by enhancements. So there are more enhancements than there are actual colors. If I'm calling it 12, then there's like 7 actual colors in this kit. So I will be changing that out. Did I put the blue ones away? Did I put them away? Yeah, I think I did. I have one rogue one that's hanging around here. I'll just put it over here for now. And as I said, I just can't capture its beauty. Now, the whole head of hair was color blocked, and we did that last week. I'm keeping my cellophane on, and I will explain to you why at the end, why I keep my cellophane on, even though I'm using release paper. I'm going to get my aligner out. I don't use washi tape or cover minders because the washi tape, I'm telling you, I can't. I think the best washi tape I've ever used was from Diamond Art Club. I love Diamond Art Club's washi tape, and they're not offering it anymore, I don't think, with these new kits that they have out. They are giving you a beautiful pen and, you know, a generous amount of putty. And what else are they giving you in that kit? I can't remember, but they have upgraded some. Some people like it, some people don't. I actually love their putty. I find that it does not stick to my ABs. I love the popping sound that it gives. I love that it's sturdy, but still soft. So I've been using a lot of Diamond Art Club putty, which is probably, it's in this one, which we don't do a lot of multi-placing here. We might be coming up to it. And I have Dreamer Design wax, because their wax to me is like a putty and a wax. I say it all the time. It's like a putty, it's like a wax. It really, really is. And I have my light board. I usually don't use a light board, but I gotta tell you, I've been reviewing some of my old videos. They're getting a revamp. Let's get all of Adele lit up here. They're getting a little bit of a revamp, and I'm like, you know, I really like that I use that light board, and I really should do that because I think it gives you guys a clearer view of the symbols that I'm working on. And so we did Adele's hair, and I believe I did the necklace last week, and I was like, I don't know, I think I'm going to be scraping this off. I scraped it off the other one from Diamond Painting Shop, and I'm going to be scraping this one off too. And it gave you all such a great satisfaction to see that that necklace come off. It was cute, the one from Diamond Painting Shop, and it did have enhancements in that one too. But I think that they could have just, you know, threw a couple of red ones in there and a couple of blue ones in there, and it would have just made it more authentic. I cannot wait for this to be done. I'm taking my time with it. It was supposed to be my winter canvas that I would be working on, but then I actually got Winter by Muka. So I'll be working on that in November, I believe. But I thought, what better canvas than this beautiful, I mean, and Christmas is so adorned, the holidays are so adorned with like silver and gold. Oh yes, let's pull Adele out. I'll work on her during the holiday, but it didn't work out that way. So what I loved about this canvas, and what I remember about doing it the first time around, I remember a lot, of course you remember a lot of it, it's the same canvas, it's just, you know, rendered differently, is that there were these beautiful swirling or squares of mosaics that were put in here. Again, so familiar of the Japanese artwork, the wood blocking. And some days I would only have a minute to maybe do a block, and I would come over and I'd be like, all right, there's 3 colors here, and let me pull a red, let me pull these 2 different shades of yellow, and maybe it took me about 15 minutes, but I felt like, oh, I got my little diamond painting in. So much fun. Let's get you down in there. You're not in there, you're kind of popping up. Are you in? Are you in? Yeah, you're in. Okay, so I have finished with Adele's hair, and I believe I'm going to start from the bottom to the top. It's so, you know, I would love just to do this, but my hand will be getting in the way over here. I mean, I could turn this around and just work on those swirls. Oh, and now you're in the way. Okay, nope. I'll just have to stay clear of that. I could do that, but let me get some of this red in here. I think it'll really offset the hair. How is everyone? I think I talked for 15 minutes straight, but I love Klimt. As those of you know, I love Klimt. And let me turn my jewel case the right side so I can see. And so it's this one here, again, turning it upside down. The one thing that I did not like about this kit was that you have to do your own labels. And for as much as I consider myself an artist, it's like, you know, I like having my labels. I like having my labels. I am, however, doing something new with these Elizabeth Ward containers. I feel like I'm out of the light here now that I move you guys. I move the phone. Is that I can't say here. Is that what I'm doing here? Is that I am putting a piece of washi tape on my Elizabeth Wards so that 1, 2, 3, pull it off, and my case is clean. I'll give it a little wipe, but those of you, like I said, that have been here a while, like these are all kitted up and ready to go. That's all it's going to take for me to change out this container if I need to. When I was just putting the labels on directly, they were getting stuck with glue and paper, and those of you that know me that have been here since the year that I've been diamond painting knew that I would de-kit and all these would get a hot soapy bath. Not even my husband knew what I was doing. He was like, "Why do you do that to your drills?" I'm like, "Yeah, because I have glue all over them from the little label that was on it." So I'm gonna make sure you guys are on here at the best possible angle that you can be, because everybody wants to see. I know when I watch diamond painters, I want to see, what are you doing? Where are you? Make sure that I'm not on the glue spot. I am in the shot. Okay. You'll hear me say that 1,000 times if you're new here. Am I in the shot? Am I in the shot? So pretty. And I love my masters. I mean, I love a lot of stuff that I have and that I'm working on. I have the Nordic Winter, and I was thinking about that last night because it came up in yesterday's conversation about what I'm doing with, you know, the rest of my diamond paintings. Like, where am I at? And because I wanted to buy another custom diamond painting, because I do a lot of custom with Dreamer Design. They do a wonderful job, and I find these paintings in the public domain, and I'm like, oh, I love that. I want that. Let me get it done. But I'm like, I have to stop because I just finished one. I'm in the middle of another, and I have other diamond paintings that I am going to be doing until the year is out. Absolutely, until the year is out. And so it's like, calm down. Dreamer Designs is not going anywhere. You can have this done. You know, it's like 1,000,000 to 1 that anybody else is going to be doing this same exact diamond painting. And I think that's another thing too. It's not that I don't like doing what everybody else is doing, but I have my own personal taste, and I'm running out of walls in my home. That's for sure. This is not Dreamer Design wax. I'm like, why is it giving me such a hard time? This is probably a wax that came with a diamond painting pen, and I put it in here. I'm just going to heat it up with my hands. I'm going to give it another shot so I don't have to stop diamond painting. But I think the blue one is the one I don't like the most. I think that is because different color waxes have different types of weight and texture to them. The blue one, I believe, is maybe the lightest of the, you know, as far as grip. And so if you have like delicate things that you want to pick up, blue might be good for you. So it's not that I don't like them. I try to watch what I say and investigate what it is that I am telling you guys before I tell you. Someone had asked, I don't know whom, why are the black drills so trashy? I was going to make a joke here. But they are the most, they are the you know, it's kind of like pepperoni is the leader on pizza. Black drills are the leader in producing drills. They are the most produced because they're in every diamond painting. And they, you know, because they're mass produced and they're needed, I believe that, you know, it's a little bit harder to not have them be as trashy. I guess that's what I want to say. Because did you ever notice when you get your lighter color drills that you don't get all the time how nice they all look? Because they're not produced as much as black. So that made sense to me. So I'm glad that I, you know, looked that up, and I was able to investigate that for you guys and tell you that. Yep, they're just the ones that are produced the most. And I guess it's kind of hard to keep up. You'll see me also, you know, I switch on and off from a lot of diamond pens because, you know, I honor my hand doing the work here, and I tend to like a lighter pen. Now this is not glass. I bought it because it looked like glass. It reminds me of my glass pens, which I have right next to me. If I knew I was going to use this pen, I would have had it out. I love to sketch with a glass pen and ink. And when I saw this pen, I believe I saw it on Temu, I was like, oh my gosh, it's a glass diamond painting pen. It's not glass. It is. Hold on. Sorry about the interruption, but I have a storm door that is smoked. You know, you can't, pick up the wrong pen. You can't see in. And so when the delivery guy comes, he thinks that he's leaving something inside my door like I asked him to. But if my front door is open, my storm door is locked, and I heard it sounded like somebody was coming in trying to come in my door, open the door. And I wanted to just make sure it was locked. Such a pretty red. I love red. I mean, I love all color. Who am I kidding? But anyway, getting back to the pen now that I'm holding it again. I found this on Temu. I get a lot of my t-shirts from Temu. Of course, today I don't have a t-shirt on. But I'm starting to match my diamond paintings. I'm starting to match my t-shirts to my diamond paintings. It's, you know, I always say, you know, like the washi tape is very distracting to my eye, and, you know, a cover minder is very distracting to me. You know, I get easily distracted. I get easily overwhelmed. And so I love all the pretty things. I've said it over and over again. I love all the pretty things. I wish I could use them, because I do watch. I think it's Diamond Painting with Laura. She's just, you know, when you just watch somebody and you're just fascinated by, you know, I am fascinated by where people create and how they prepare to create. And she just fascinates me. She does such a wonderful job at curating her entire experience. So she will do an unboxing, and then she will walk you through and show you her, you know, her diamond painting pens, and choose one, and she'll decide on what color wax, because it's scented, that she wants to use, and what kind of putty, and what kind of washi tape, and what kind of cover minder. I think that's it. I think that's all the things that we use, right, when we diamond paint. And she'll curate this beautiful experience for herself that she shares with us, and she does such a beautiful job. And I'm like, I wish I could do all that. You know, like there's very few of the putties or waxes that I enjoy, because maybe I go for the scent, but then after a while it starts to get cloying. Or some of the heavier oils, being that you're making a putty, they don't interact well in the environment that you're in. I notice that when it's really hot, those putties that have maybe a heavier oil to them, maybe like a peppermint or something, they tend to break down. And I found myself like just running back and forth to the refrigerator all the time. I'm like, everybody makes it look so easy. I'm probably doing something wrong, because everybody loves putty. Well, I finally found a putty that I like, and I like Diamond Art Club, and I'm getting it in my kit. You know, not that I don't want to support small shops, but this is, again, I bought washi tape, and I was like, oh, it just keeps peeling up. This is probably more of a crafting washi tape that you would use on a paper and not on a piece of cellophane. And so, I'm walking around with a glue stick on my desk because the washi tape keeps peeling up. And I'm like, let me not put the washi tape all over the film. I'll do it in little sections. I was still having a problem. I'm like, ugh. And what I love about this canvas too is that the glue line ends at the last drill. This little background that you see of the painting doesn't have glue on it. So I love that. I think that this is I believe it was the two clips that I got from Diamond Art Club, which was the Kiss and Portrait of Adele. they had this German, didn't understand the box when it came to me. It had this German technology, spray glue, and I'm sure what it meant was that the glue did not exceed the border on the painting. And I was like, oh gosh, can everybody get on board with this one? Can we all get on board with the glue not extending past the last drill? Because it was such a pleasure to work on. So I don't have washi tape around there. I have tips for washi tape. If you also are distracted by washi tape around your border, check out my Tip Tuesdays. I have tips for washi tape, how to go washi tapeless, and a really cool replacement. So maybe I'll, if I remember, I gotta write myself a note. I was writing notes all morning, and of course the pen and paper are across the room, and I'm not getting up. So look at that beautiful red that is in there. So relaxing. So like, I just, I love color blocking. I love confetti, but I love when there's a mix of the two, which there are in here, where I could just like, I did some multi-placing, but I just kind of, because I'm talking, I'm kind of relaxed, and I'm just taking my time here. What did I do with the red? Here we are. I stuck it this way in my container. This has confused me because I have all the additional ones out. When I take one of my containers out, I put it back standing up so I don't have to look for it. And I'll put it back standing up in case I missed one. I'll know where it is. I'm all about, I think if you know me, you know I'm all about tips, and I'm all about saving time and not driving myself crazy trying to diamond paint or do confetti or anything like that. So this is N, making sure upside down. It's a beautiful orange that's going to go next to that fiery red. Piece of paper in here. Nope, it's a piece of putty. I do have like an ornate little trash thing here that I found in the dollar store, a little crown. Something big won't annoy me. It's the little things. It'll be like distracting my eye. And so what I do with my cover minders, I'll give you another tip, is if they come in a kit, like they were in I think in Diamond Art Club. I don't know if they're still doing that. I don't know if they're still doing, but you might get an old kit. I have a light, a reading lamp, and it has a metal base. And what I do is I attach them on there. And if I'm reading and the cover minder is small enough, I'll use it as a page minder. I'll just clip the page. And that's what I'm using my cover minders for. So that's a kind of, if you have something that you use your cover minders for, please tell me. Tell me. I am going to keep my little wax here. And if you keep the plastic underneath, you can put this right on your canvas, and you can dot the wax as you need it. It's not going to hurt. It won't stick to the canvas. I love orange and red together. And I just, I think about this canvas when I'm diamond painting alone, which I'm starting to do. After I say goodbye to you guys, I try to leave this out on my desk, not go right into the next film, and spend some time on my own diamond painting. But I think about this, I think about Adele sitting for this portrait that was going to be done of her, and being a patron of Gustav Klimt, and knowing his style and wondering, I would wonder how he would, how would you draw me? How would you paint me? What colors would you use? And he did put a lot of, Klimt was heavy on the symbolism, like most of the painters of his time. They were into mythology, and they were into symbolism. And there's a lot of symbols in this canvas, and I hope to be able to explain them to you as we get to them. And if I get to them when you're not here, I will, of course, save that section of the canvas for you. But there's a lot of symbols in her gown. I love the evil eyes going up and down her gown. Gorgeous. And, that was Klimt's little symbol of protection to Adele, because I'm sure Adele was very wealthy, very young, beautiful, rich husband, and she was known. She was a socialite. You know, I guess that's what you would call her. She was a lady who entertained and brought people together with ideas. Oh, I love that. I wish we still had those days of Michelangelo. And where we sat in cafes and talked, and that's what the conversation was. The conversation wasn't gossip and you know, all that chatter. Even though I love Bridgerton, I love me some Bridgerton. I love me some Miss Whistledown. But I also love the meeting of being with people that share your creativity and what your values and what interests you, and especially how you create. And like, you know, when I'm with my friends who are also other artists, and you know, no one does the diamond painting, but two of my friends are very well-known painters. I'm going to share with you, I shared my town of Philadelphia when I was in the center of the city, not in the historical part of the city where the Liberty Bell is, and Betsy Ross, and you know, who made our flag, and Ben Franklin's printing presses. I've been to all those places. In fact, not too long ago, maybe a few summers ago. But more in the center of the city, where I believe that Klimt would live. He would live in the hubbub of the cafes and the restaurants and the nightlife and the parks and the artist painting in the parks. That's where I was, and I was showing you guys parts of my city. And I went out yesterday with John. We went to dinner, and he got ready, and he said, "Do you want me to read the spooky story that I'm going to read to your listeners while you get ready?" And I'm like, that would be fabulous. Yes, please. And so I left him alone to read one of his stories of suspense. And then my son, I got ready and came downstairs, and my son actually came over, and he's like, I'll drive you guys in town. Don't go getting an Uber. I'll drive you. I'm not doing anything. And, you know, John was like, well, we're early. And so they start watching, I think, Tulsa King. And I sat down with one of my diamond paintings that I'm going to show you a few other tips with a new container that I'm using. You all know the container. It's the ones that I get from Amazon. And in fact, Betsy wrote me this morning, and she's like, I keep forgetting to tell you how much I love those Amazon containers. You just squeeze them and they pop open, and then you can click them shut. They're so easy to use. And I didn't realize that they held as much as they did. And it's very compact. It's kind of like what you would carry your jewelry in if you were going away. It's not really big. Do I still have it out by any chance? I was working. I do have it out. Hold on. So here we go. I have a big rubber band on it because I broke the clip. That was my fault. I dropped it and I broke the clip. But these are the little containers that she's talking about. And I'm going to be using these on Friday's video, and I'll show you a little tip of how I use these. And she was like, I love them. They open and close so easy. And so while John was, you know, and the boys were watching Tulsa King, here you go. They just go like this. You could hold them in your hand very easily, and you just press and snap to close. I love them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 30. That's right. There's 30 containers. I didn't realize how much they held. And I'm like, you know, there's 30 colors in my Muka for winter. And I don't have to, being that I'm taking a road trip or road tripping into Florida, I can take this with me, and I could take a nice sized canvas with me. I don't have to baby snack it because I'm not at my desk. I can carry that along with me. That's, you know, I think it's, if I was going to carry something with me, like jewelry and stuff, my little jewelry case is bigger than that. So I broke it. I don't know what I was doing, rushing, and it fell, and it was open, and the clip broke. So I have to have a rubber band on that, but I have like 4 more. But that was already kitted up. So thank God it dropped when the jewels were not in there. So I'm done with this color. And I was telling you about those containers. Yep, I'm going to demo them on Friday. I have to edit John's spooky story. And I have to splice myself in, being that he read without me. He's going to be reading spooky stories all through the month of October for us. I don't do like drills and chills or anything else that's going on, but I do. I did want to do, like, I thought it would be fun to do something like a little reading, and so I have to splice myself in. I'm going to be doing my little budget friendly black cat in a starry night. And that's where I'm coming full circle to what I was telling you about Temu. I buy a lot of my shirts on Temu. A lot of people ask me. I have one that has a cat on it eating pho, and I just went out and I ended up at a pho place. I ended up at our local pho place, and I had my pho shirt on, and I didn't think about it until after I was done eating. I said, why didn't I take a picture of myself eating pho with my little pho kitty? Went to Best Buy's, and like the people that worked there were like, I love your shirt. I'm like, okay, can you help me with my computer issues? So I get a lot of my, I don't have a drill here. I get a lot of my t-shirts from Temu, and that is the way that I am curating my diamond painting, because I can't have all the distractions like Laura. It's not distractions to her, but I can't have the washi tape and the cover minder and the this is too fat of a point for me to get in these tiny spaces, so I'm going to use this guy. So I'm like, I have a new t-shirt that I just got, and it's a black cat, and it's painting the starry night, and I'll be wearing that t-shirt. So I'm starting to curate my t-shirts to my diamond paintings. That's my way of adding a little excitement to my diamond paintings. Let's just curate your t-shirts. I have to do my window, and what I put in my window every year is my haunted witch from Diamond Art Club. I've named her Bella. She's been Bella for a long time, and you know, she's been Bella because I didn't and it's not in the picture. If you go to Diamond Art Club and you look at the picture, there is not a wart on her nose, but in the canvas they put a wart on her nose. And I looked at it after, because you know, you're just diamond painting, you're just la 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 diamond painting, and then I stepped back and I came back to my, probably went to go get a cup of coffee or something, came back to the desk, and I'm like, does she have a wart on her nose? Oh no, she's too beautiful for that. I mean, or even if she was like a, you know, an elderly woman, and like, you know how they depict these old haggy witches, I still wouldn't want a wart on her nose. So I took it off. Maybe that was the first time I enhanced the canvas. I know I didn't do anything big, you know, but I did enhance my canvas by taking off that wart and turning it into a beauty mark. Isn't that a lesson for life, though? Think about it. Just take the wart off and turn it into a beauty mark. And these are the deep thoughts that I come up with when I'm diamond painting. Here we go. 2 more guys up there. And so this inside my tray is a piece of washi tape. So washi tape is non-porous, and it absorbs the static much like a dryer sheet, so that your drills don't get clumpy, they don't clump up, and it keeps the static away in the tray. And this is a piece of Diamond Art Club tape. Now I have washed this tray and I've used it a million times, and see how good that washi tape is? I think that came in my Bud. That came with Bud. That was my Bud kit washi tape. Should we put in, let's do these little guys first. See, I'm so excited to put the enhancements in that I just want to run to the enhancements. That's K. Here, I need this one. There's just a few. But each one of these little mosaics that Klimt put in, That's the other thing I was saying. I eventually do get back around to what I started. You know, Adele is sitting for this portrait, and you know, so I think of her, and then I think of Klimt, and you know, this beautiful fabric of art, you know, because it is almost like a quilt, like a patchwork. Like, you know, you get those, I've never done quilting, but you know, I've seen them, and this is like, it is like patchwork. Like, here's one patch of fabric that I'm going to put here. Okay, so one piece of fabric that I'm going to put here, and I'm going to stitch it together to this one, because as you move along here, like, you just can't get bored, you know. You're even if you just do one of the little squares, you just can't get bored, because each one is like a little masterpiece. So I see where all these little squares are done. So I'm going to get those little squares. I'm going to get those little enhancements and put them in. Then we'll finish up the bottom part here that I said I was going to start with, and I never did. I kind of did, but you know, the painting takes you elsewhere, and you got to go with it. Okay, so let's put you away. I mixed up all my numbers because I was so excited to show you guys all these enhancements. So it's number 1. Here we go. Let me see, which one are you? Oh, a new one. Because we have the white ones in and we have the black ones in, and now we're getting these yellow ones. Ooh, inside the fiery red. I'm going to be relying on my Diamond Art Club putty to pick these guys up. See how nice? Oh, I missed a few over there of the orange. Come on. You could do it. One of my subscribers was telling me that she did this, and you know, everyone wants her to make one. I'm like, bless you. I think she's making one for a family member. I'm like, bless you. I mean, really. I am not stressed about completing this. I just love taking it out. It's so different from anything else that I am doing. And so I'm just taking my time, and I'm just enjoying the process. I enjoy, you know, thinking about Klimt and Adele at one time, sitting in her salon while she posed, and he did these sketches, and then 4 years, I think he died shortly after. I don't know if Adele, you know, see, there's so much that I think I know that I don't know, and these are just cut so beautifully. I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but they're beveled. They kind of look like a rose cut. If you ever see a rose cut diamond, there's a lot of facets to them. Just so pretty. I can't even imagine. When I do get this framed, there's going to be a light above it, most definitely. I'm going to pick this part up because I see 2 more under here. And sometimes I do, how did I get you in my hand? Sometimes I do meander to lifting up the release paper and placing a few drills, because you kind of get like a line if you're butting right up against the release paper that I don't like, and so I will meander just for a few drills and place them underneath. So pretty. Wow. Oh, just love it. And so, like, what a sense of satisfaction if that's all you could have done for the day today. And you know, you're just creating, you're creating the design for the actual patchwork. That is what's so fascinating to me, is the all these separate little designs that are inside of the designs of the design. It's just, it's amazing. And I love the way the round drills just fit so nicely together. Boy, that light really shows you where you missed the mark, doesn't it? I'm gonna have to pick these all up with my clamp and place them back down, because I could see some light coming through there, and I don't really like that. I want to make sure that they're all as uniform as they can be. And I think black is one of the hardest colors to color block. If you have to color block black, for me, it's like, please stop. I did a big color blocking for, what was it? Lady in a Hat with feather boa. And the black boa that she had on was just rows and rows and rows of black. And I was just like, I think I'm losing my mind. I kept coming back, and I kept aligning it and coming back and aligning it and picking drills up and moving them. And I was like, you know, I love color blocking, though at times it could make me a little bored if I have too much of it. I have to come up with a fun way to do color blocking. And so, like, that's like the next thing that I'm working on. How do I make color blocking fun? It's already fun for a lot of people, but a lot of people don't like it. They're like, I'm bored color blocking. No, 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 give me my confetti. So we have some black that meandered over here. Which is interesting, this black line here, because I find that it's, you know, so close to Adele's hair. But okay, let me see here. Here comes my little baby cat, my little baby Foofy. He's not really a baby, for those of you that don't know. I did rescue him from a family that was looking to just get rid of him once they had a baby. I can't tell you how many times I've heard this one. And so I rescued him, but he's 5 years old, and he is 28 pounds. And if those of you that have been with me for a while, you know when Foofy is running through the house. You hear that sound, you're like, oh, Foofy's having a moment. What do they call it? The can you tell I'm a dog that I've had dogs most of my life? What do they call it when the cats get all crazy and they run around? That's what he does. Zoomies. He gets the zoomies. I know it will come to me eventually. So, where are we now? We're with X. Here we go. Right here looking at me. I believe the Y may also be one of the, for all those enhancements, right? I don't seem to have one to put in. Is that true? It's X. sweet. Going here into L. This is purple brown. Okay, that's the color. I think I'm going to, is there wax? Oh, there's putty in here. So I think I'm going to need a little bit more to top off my putty here. I'm not a neat putty keeper. Sorry about that. My putty looks like it's been around for a while. It's probably only been open for a couple of days. Oh, we get to put some of those metallic ones in. Yep, we get to put some of the K's in. Very few, but they're probably the prettiest. Hello, Mr. Foofy. I actually see some L's up here. I do this sometimes. I meander. But being that I got it out, I don't know that I'm in the shop, but it's just about 5 of them, that's all. I kind of like sneaking underneath the release paper, because then when you do take it off, it's like you have a head start. Here's a few. Just when I needed one more. There we go. Okay, and I believe that the one color that I'm looking for is on my piano. I keep forgetting to use I like using my aligner to get those drills out from the back of the tray. I don't know what's going on with this cat. I've had Foofy, August was a year, and he, you know, not that he didn't like us. I think he was just confused. I mean, you know, he was a part of the family for 4 years. Yeah, maybe 3 before the owner found himself a companion, a partner, a mate, and then they got married and had a baby. And he was always, they showed me pictures where he was always in the middle of everything that they were doing. He was part of the family, and then the baby came along, and it was like, well, you know, you have to go. And I think that they were just like leaving him in the yard. I don't know. But he has a little coat that my husband had made for him. We had to have it made because he's such a big boy. Just couldn't get him a little coat made. A coat from like a PetSmart or something. A pet store. So my husband had this woman in England make him a coat, and he knows it. He knows when we take that coat out, he goes right to the door, our yard door. We don't let him out front, and he wants to go in the yard, and he sits there. He'll sit there all afternoon, and I don't know. One day I don't leave him alone. I was in the kitchen, off to the yard. And I was, oh, there's a Y over here that's missing. And then I just walked in the next room, and I think I forgot that I had him out there. And I think he got a little upset. And, you know, I was like, what did they do to you? I think he felt as though I was going to leave him out there. Because at one point he said, I can't take him to a shelter. If I do, you know, I'm going to be really upset taking him to a shelter. And I had asked him, like, you know, was he doing anything wrong? Was he, you know, jealous of the baby? That might happen. I don't know. I'm not really a cat person. I was always a dog person. And I swore after my little Honor died that I would never get another animal. I just couldn't do it. And he's like, I'll just leave him out in the yard. I'm not taking him to a shelter. I'm afraid to take him to a shelter. And my son was supposed to take this cat, and then all of a sudden he changed his mind. And I had said to my son, oh, did you get Foofy, or you take? And he's like, no, they found another owner for him. And I'm like, no, they didn't. I could tell when you're lying to me. I'm your mother. When are you going to stop? I'm your mother. I know when you're lying to me. And he's like, well, you don't really want another animal. And, I kind of got talked out of it, because I work all the time. And I'm like, oh, where's this animal? He's like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, can you find out? He's like, why, are you going to take him? Because I really don't know this guy. I know him through Facebook, but I don't know him well. And I'm like, just find out where he is. And he's like, yeah, they're getting ready to take him to a shelter because the wife wants him gone. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to adopt him. I talked to John. John was like, you're so depressed after losing Honor that, yeah, of course, if you want to get a cat, we'll get a cat. And what we got was a cat, all right. And he's just really, like I said, I adopted him like a year ago. It was a year in August. And this past couple of weeks, me and John have noticed like such a change in him where he like cuddles up next to us. He's like at nighttime, he's sleeping with me. He's under my chin. Like Foofy, first of all, even to come near you, he come near you at, his leisure. Don't try and pet him. I didn't put up with him. He would take swipes at John and little bites at John. And John's like, this is the way boys play. And I'm like, well, he ain't playing with me that way. That's for sure. And he knows not to do that to me. He knows, like, I don't like it. So, but this, I don't know. He came up to me the other day and he jumped on my lounge chair. I was reading, and he would always like just lay like near my legs, and now he was like coming up to me and headbutting my arm. I'm like, okay, you don't want me reading, what's going on? But it was more than that. He came right up to my shoulder and put his head on my shoulder, and I was like, oh my God, John's not even here to witness this. It was so, I can't. And ever since then, he's just been like this cuddle bug, but he's following me around incessantly, like I'm going to leave him. I don't know. I don't know what to do to make him feel secure and not. I love that he loves me, but a lot of times I'm doing things and he's all of a sudden in front of me and like I'm tripping because he's a big cat. He's 28 pounds. And he was in front of me this morning as I was setting up my desk, and I was like, oh my God, Foofy, where did you come from? Like, he came from nowhere. He's like a ninja. He falls from the sky. I'm like, where did you come from? Like, you're right under me. And if he is right under you, he won't move. It's like, walk around me. Oh, you don't see me? That's your problem. Yeah. It's like, I'm getting to be fearful, for my own safety. I don't want to hurt him. I don't want to but I don't even think I could hurt him. I don't think I could hurt him. I just would fall over him and he'd be like, oh, that's a shame. Watch where you're going. Am I done all down here? No, I still have a few more colors, and I'm kind of meandering out into other colors, but that's okay. I'm enjoying it. And that's what it's about, these moments that you carve out for yourself. If you just get to do a little section of this canvas, or you get some really quality time to sit with it. I'm kind of afraid to do any, I'm new to confetti, and I developed a system that worked for me, being a person that is anxious and stresses very easily, gets frustrated and gets in her head and I can't do this. This is so frustrating. All that negative talk that goes on where you just want to get something done and it's just not flowing and you're not having fun. I'm like, I have to make this fun. Confetti needs to be fun. And so I got down to basics of what is confetti, and it's shading and it's light and it's a sketch. Like Klimt sketched this out. well, he's defying everything that I know about confetti anyway, or that I thought I taught myself, because he did start with a sketch. Like most paintings that we're doing, they were a sketch first. Someone sketched them out, and then they brought them to life with color, and then it brought like a realistic effect to it with like, where's the light hitting the portrait, where's the shading coming in. It just brings it more to life. And you know, I took my own experience and created something that works for me, that I thought would work for other people that want to enjoy confetti. Because there's just like Lizette is just a diehard. Mia, she does. She's someone else that I know that does confetti. Anthony at Similar Placing does confetti, and they all make it look like it's so much fun. This is confetti. I mean, it's just dawning on me now that this is, even though it's little pieces of artwork all stitched together, it still very much is confetti, but it defies the process that I taught myself with doing a portrait. So if you're looking to venture into confetti, if you're curious about it, I would tell you to look at, you know, my Chaos to Calm, Confetti Chaos to Calm video. But this is something totally different. This, I think, is something that you have to take, like, I'm just going to do this red and orange area right here. That's going to be what I work on. And you have to just like block the rest out and do that. And then like, I'm going to do like, this looks like the elephant ears, and I'm going to block that out. But in between, there's something else. So yeah, he really has defied what I taught myself when it comes to confetti. And that's what's, you know, I'm thinking while I'm sitting here and I'm painting, I'm like, are you really apprehensive about getting a confetti heavy diamond painting when you are painting this and you are relaxed about it? And I am. I don't feel like I'm under any kind of like, I got to get this done. My members want to see it. I don't feel like I'm under that kind of, you know, anxiety for that, where I am really just basically, I'm diamond painting with you, but I'm also diamond painting for me too. I got lost. I didn't know what what symbol I was working on. Here we go. I really want to keep using this to get these out off the back. This is probably the tray that I use the most in most of my videos. You'll see it. It's my Firefly Inferno. This is why I don't use this as a scrap, because I do things like this. My Firefly Inferno, I absolutely love it. It's probably a year old. I think I got this 2 Drills and Chills ago. So I know Drills and Chills is going on now, and I would say look at the distributor list, because there's always great sales. I had gotten this during Drills and Chills. This is Enabler's Outpost. This is Leopard Leopold. Did I get these together? I think I did. I think I got these together. And, you know, you can get a great discount with Drills and Chills. I don't know if you have to be participating. I don't know if it's just out there. But, yeah. Or maybe it's just a code that you need. I didn't really look into it. Like I said, I didn't really participate with Drills and Chills for maybe the past couple of years. I think there's like Jingle Drills, or yeah, I kind of got away from events. I love seeing what everybody's doing, and I could do that. I could sign up for the Facebook page and I could see what everybody's doing and look at different canvases and stuff. But as for like being a participant in, you know, watching videos and you know, doing keywords and doing comments and stuff like that, yeah, I don't have the time for that. When I do watch diamond painters like Laura or Mia or Anthony or Lizette, I'm doing it at my leisure. I'm doing it when I'm diamond painting alone. I'm doing it, because I like them and I hear them in the background, and I hear, the kind of trials and tribulations that they're going through, all their little charms and challenges with diamond painting that I enjoy. So I'm not like listening for like keywords and making sentences and stuff like that. So that is my one section here. This little work of art. And like I was saying, like I think about Klimt and how he put this all together, and like what was his, like we kind of know what his inspiration was. It was the Byzantine mosaics that he witnessed in the cathedrals that he visited, and also I believe was his father maybe that was did work with gold leafing, and so that was a big influence for him. What else do we have going on here? Adele herself, just being the inspiration for this portrait. I just love it, and like I said, I'm taking my time with it. I would think at my pace, because I know people diamond paint a lot faster than I do. At my pace, I am really just whipping this out on Wip Wednesday and doing it. This is going to be well into 2025 because I have so many other things that I'm doing. Like tomorrow is Throwback Thursday, and I usually give my subscribers a choice of what they want to see, and it's been Rico. He wins all the time. Rico is a flamingo from Dreamer Designs, and we get together with this beautiful, Rico to me is like Kiki, he reminds me of, like, I don't know why, but he reminds me of Las Vegas. I have a flamingo that reminds me of Las Vegas. He's just like those bright lights and that beautiful detailing on the border. And it just has like it also has like a Cuban feel to it with the colors. Like the colors are like those, the automobiles that are in Cuba, right? Those old, what are they, like Oldsmobiles, and they're like in that beautiful teals, and then there's just this luscious reds and hot pink. Rico is just everything. He's a flamingo dancer. He's a Cuban cigar. He's Las Vegas. I love that painting. So juicy, so wonderful. A nice mix of color blocking, a nice mix of a sprinkling of confetti, I'm going to say. Just enough to get your toes wet if you're new to it. And then Friday, my husband did read a book for y'all, a spooky story. So I have to splice that up because you just can't read a book on YouTube, especially if you're monetized like I am. And then on Saturday, I do my craft afternoon with my members, and I am making such progress with, oh my God, Chosen. I love Curtis Reikovich. I just wish I could get myself cloned and just like, over here on Monday, she's over here with her members, and on Tuesday, she's doing a bunch of tips, and on Wednesdays, it's a whip, and on Thursdays, it's a throwback, and on Friday, it's just a freestyle day, so I'm doing the spooky story. And then Saturdays, again, my craft afternoons with my members, and they are helping me, especially Chantel. She is helping me get my little network, not my little infrastructure together to be able to do lives with you guys. Now, one thing I will say to my members is that my son was here, and I got on YouTube with my iPhone, which is interesting because YouTube is Google, which is Android. It's such a mess. It's a mess for a lady like me. I just want to create. It's like a chef. I those of you that know, I had restaurants. I owned restaurants in New York and Philadelphia, and my chefs just wanted to create. They don't want to be bothered with all the nonsense, registration books and seating and all that. I just want to go in the kitchen and want to create. Don't bother me with anything else. And that's me. I just want to sit here and I want to create. I don't want to be bothered with all this other stuff, but I want to get in touch with all of you. That's the story. So she's helping me with that. You guys, I always put my email down below. You are free to email me. A lot of my members do. They've told me that they are getting the confetti canvases off their desks. They really like the method that I came up with. It's helping them get their confetti projects off their desk, and not only get it off their desk, but enjoy it. And that, just like I say all the time, makes me drunk with joy that you guys are, you really like picked up what I put down, and you're finding happiness in these paintings that are beautiful. Confetti paintings are absolutely stunningly gorgeous, and they should be displayed in your home and framed, because it's your blood, sweat, and tears is one way of putting it, of getting it completed. But I also want you to have joy and happiness also mixed in with the little, there's got to be some charm to the challenges, a lot of charm to the challenges, because this is a lot of work and it is a lot of hours. And I have people that come into my home and they're like, oh, you're still doing that diamond painting thing? What are you doing this for? That's why I have Self-Care Sunday. They don't understand. We're creative beings, and we are, it is our gift to ourselves. It is the gift that we were born with to create. We are all born to create, no matter what it is that we are creating. Welcome to Philly. That's the trash. Welcome to Philly. I had to go outside because for some reason they decided to place the trash in the middle of the street so that it was easier to pick up. In the meantime, one of my neighbors is annoyed, and so he ran into all the trash and he's dragging it down the street. We never stop pouring the tea here in Philly. I've told you guys this a million times. If I wasn't filming, I would have been outside because I took pictures this morning. Anyway, we are all born to create. Some of us can create a mess. Some of us can create peace and harmony. And so I did go out and talk to the sanitation workers. My grandfather was a sanitation worker and had a lot of pride in his job. These guys are great. And they're like, we're so sorry. We're going to clean up the street now. Do you want to believe that? So this person just created a mess on our block. So you can create beauty or you can create a mess. I want you to go out and create beauty, because everybody has a job to do, and everybody's got a hard job to do, no matter what it is. It's taking time away from our families. We spend more time, most of us, at work than we do with our own families. So your work family does actually become your family at times. So just be kind. I guess that's what I'm trying to say here, because I'm very upset for the guys that have to go out there right now. They're doing a hard job to begin with, and they have to now go and clean up our entire street. Who knew that this diamond painting was going to turn into a talk about Philadelphia and sanitation? But like I say, there's a message in everything, and you can, I'm very interested in how people create and why they create and where they create. And like I said, there's a yin and a yang to everything, right? There's a positive and a negative to everything. You can create something beautiful. You can create havoc, and create beauty. Create a beautiful mess. You could do that too, but create beauty. Okay, you guys. I will see you tomorrow for Throwback Thursday, and we're going to be taking Rico on. He's going to be taking us on a trip to all different places: Vegas, Cuba, Florida. We're going to go all around the world with Rico tomorrow. I will see you in the next one. Bye, my loves. Have a good day. Have a good Wednesday. Bye.